Alright everybody, how's it going? Awesome Soul here, and today I am back with a live commentary, something I haven't done in quite a little while. Now, today is the day of the Armorgeddon. Yeah, it's not really an update. I was going to say update for a second, but no. It is the first ever event in Robocraft. So basically it's something like... how do I describe it? It's like I think they were saying they want to do it monthly. And it's going to be one weekend where the rules of the game change slightly. And this one is a increase in all shielding and armor of every part by 50%. So far, I am actually enjoying this quite a lot. And the thing is, a lot of people are actually enjoying this immensely as well, leading to the question of whether or not this should be a permanent thing. And so far, based on my first impression, I would say yes, but of course with some tweaking. The only thing that I've noticed is now that thruster sticks, if you thought they were a problem before, oh boy, they're the bane of everyone's existence. Even other thruster sticks have a hard time fighting thruster sticks now, it seems. So that's fun. Something needs to be done about that. But again, this is just sort of like a fun, weekend-only sort of thing. But if they do possibly leave this in, or some form of a time to kill increase into the game, then one, I'm sure a lot of people would be very happy based on the feedback so far, and two, it would need some tweaking, like I mentioned before. So why do I personally like it? Well, I would have to say that it makes the battles feel a lot more tactical, rather than just firing a volley in somebody's general direction. You now actually have to stop and think, okay, what part should I aim for first? He seems to be using his plasma a lot, so if I disarm his plasma, then his SMGs, he doesn't seem to have too many of those, they're mainly a backup. So aim for the plasma first, and then I will have the upper hand in the battle. And you can actually do that mid-battle, because before this event, I guess, it was just really like a split-second thing. You had about 5 or 8 seconds to react, and maybe not even that. Well, it depends on your bot type, of course, but the point I'm trying to get at is you don't have a lot of time to react, and now you do. So now there's an actual chance of a comeback. If somebody's gotten the upper hand on you, you can turn around and be like, oh, cool, I know, I've faced this guy before, I've seen his bot, I know to aim for X point on the bot and he'll be cut in half, or aim for the railguns first, and then I will have the upper hand in this fight. You know, things like that. And again, before, it was just like, look at the target, blast them away, then they're crippled, then they have to either call for a teammate that's nearby, and like all of that within a split second. So yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'd say that this whole time to kill increase needs to stay in the game with a few buffs, or well, few tweaks, I guess you could say. So if this were to stay in the game, how would you guys... Ooh, a rare, very nice. Oh, and another rare, not bad. So yeah, the rares and uncommons rares were increased, uncommons were dropped in this little weekend event thing. But anyways, if you guys would like this thing to stay in, be sure to let Mark know on Twitter, or voice your opinions on Reddit and the forums. Yeah, again, also, down below, I would like to know what you guys think of the whole time to kill event. Are you enjoying the increase to the armor and shielding? And I guess balance-wise, what would you change if it were to stay? So, there is something else I would like to talk about, and that has to do with community voting. So hold tight, and I will get to that in a second. Alright, and we are back. So, if you have not voted yet, or, well, if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, there is a community votes kind of thing going on right now. The link is in the description for that. And basically, FreeJam has gathered up some very popular, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Quality of life. There we go. Quality of life additions that will be added to the game at some point or another. And they've added them to a list, and depending on which ones get voted for the most, then those ones will be in the nearest updates, and the ones that are sort of near the bottom of the list will be pushed back a few updates. So, the list contains 10 items, and you're supposed to rank them from 1 to 10. 1 being the top of the list, the one you want the most, the number 1 choice. And number 10 is the one you want the least. Which apparently some people didn't get the grasp of, and they were saying that it's normally backwards, but I don't really know why, because it made perfect sense to me, with 1 being, you know, number 1. Anyways, the list is, at least the first one, is a outline to all bots. So the red bots will have a red outline, and your allies will have a blue outline. Presumably this is for those that have a hard time telling apart bots, but from what I've seen, nobody really has a problem telling bots apart from one another. Hopefully, if this is added, it will be able to be toggled on and off, because if it's not, I don't want this. I don't want it at all, rather. Of course, if you can toggle it off and on, then I will be fine with it. But everyone I know has no problem telling bots apart. Basically, if it's got a red name, it's an enemy. If it has no name, it's an enemy. It's not that difficult. And, I mean, if it doesn't have a blue name, it's an enemy. So, yeah, I think it's fine as is. I guess number 2, starting the camera at max zoom when you spawn in or respawn. This is a fairly minor thing. I don't think it's too important, but it is nice to have. Hello there. Hello. Anyways, I don't think it's really that important. I think I rated it like an 8 or something. It doesn't really cause much of a problem. You just scroll out and you're good to go. Then we have the eliminate a 1 degree dead zone when aiming up and down. Now, I'm a little confused by this because I don't know what the heck it's talking about. Even Noobinabox did a video on it, and he did a little demonstration aiming up and down, and he said, oh, now I get it. But I still don't get it. I don't know what he got. So what I think it means, if you aim up, like all the way up, you can't technically aim completely up. It's... yeah, I think that's what it means. I could be wrong, though. Let me just quickly blast through the end here. Smart weapons that don't shoot when they're blocked. This is something that I've seen come up a lot in the community, and it's something that I'm sure a lot of people would want, myself included. Now, there have been a few people that don't like the idea, and honestly, I don't really know why. Because, I mean, if it's going to be blocked, then you're just wasting your power. So, it's not like you gain a free shot, it's just not shooting and wasting your power. But it's just gonna possibly cycle to that gun and it's like, oh, hold on, let me just stop you right there, you can't shoot. So let me take the time it would have taken to fire this gun to swap to another gun. So basically you're just not wasting power. I think that's what it's getting at. And I mean, some people are also saying that, oh, it's gonna take away skill, but I mean, there are other things, other less frustrating things, that should be skill-based, and the fact that, you know, your weapons are randomly clipping on certain things should not be something that is skill-based. What else do we have here? Yes, show enemy HP and CPU, because currently it only shows CPU, and I'm sure that could be very confusing to new players that don't quite understand. I guess I would put that at, like, sort of mid-range type of thing, because that goes to helping new players get into the game, and the easier it is for them, the better. And an undo and redo button, I'm sure this is at the top of a lot of people's lists. We have the mirror mode saving per garage. I don't know about this one, this seems kind of meh, not really that important. Now, rearranging the order of your garage bays. This is something that I definitely want. I think I rated this a 3 or something. It was definitely in my top 3. Center of mass indicator, total health, and total mass in edit mode. So when you are editing your robot, all those will be displayed, and possibly they'll add to that as it goes along. So that's something that, again, I'm sure is at the top of most people's lists. This was number 2 for me, if I remember correctly. And my number 1 choice, at least for me personally, increasing the maximum bay count from 25 to 100. As I'm sure you're aware, I've been sitting at 25 bays for quite a while. Yes, there's the Skyfugel. I can't possibly get rid of that little thing. So, let me know down below which are in your top 3, and if you haven't voted yet, definitely go and vote. Voting is very important, and you will get the future that you want in the game that much quicker if you do. Oh, and at the end of the poll, there is something that, like a little text box that asks for a, I guess, future quality of life things that will be added to polls. If they like your suggestion, they will add it to future polls, which will be pretty cool. Anyways, guys, oh yeah, real quick, this ends on Wednesday the 25th, I think I have that right, but basically just vote as soon as you possibly can. So, with that, I guess I will end the video here. I've been the Awesome Soul, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.